Alright, welcome to the stream today, guys. Hope everyone is doing great. We're going to be doing some actually not laser engraving today. We're going to be doing some hand coloring. Sorry. Just getting all my settings correct. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Let me know how the volume is. Maybe we'll get some music. I definitely need some music going. Let's see. I have some ideas. But yeah, we're going to be coloring. I have this Mr. House. That's going to be our first one. Then we have a few other options right up here. That's going to be colored. And yeah, so we'll kind of go from there. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And we'll kind of go from there. Let me adjust my mic. Okay, so we'll try this. And yeah, we're gonna be hand coloring our Mr. House first. That's the first one on the docket. So we'll do that first. So let me load that up. But anyways, how are you guys doing today? So these are metal engraved Proxies. You can kind of hear it on there. So, but yeah, feel free to ask me any questions if you have any. I'm mostly open book when I feel like being an open book. So I'll gladly answer any questions that I can. But right now I am just pulling up my coloring that I'm going to be doing for this. So this one's a pretty relatively easy card that we're going to do. So one of the things I always do is I always have, kind of like a mismatch card that I kind of do some tests with colors on first to kind of see how dark and light they'll be, so we can get the correct coloring for this card. So we definitely need a light brown to start. So we'll try with this guy. Yeah, I think that'll start. So we're gonna do the border first, and then we're slowly gonna work our way inwards. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions. We'll probably layer some coloring in here. Kind of add a little bit here and there to try to make it look right. Blend that rusty fallout looking color. Finally have a little bit of time to finish these up. So what I use is what's called alcohol markers. And I just you got to be a little careful, because if you go too heavy on them, it's gonna bleed a little bit. So you got to just kind of take your time on it. That is not great. You can't really see shit. So let's try to put this down a little. This is a little better. You can kind of see it a little better. My hands, I'm going to try not to have my hands obstruct the coloring. So right now we're just putting our base layer of this brownish rust. We'll probably add in something a little darker to kind of fill it in. this bottom. Try not to get my head in the shot too much too, because I like to lean in. So I know I've heard a lot of people were, you know, not super excited about the Fallout cards. I mean, I actually was, but I played Fallout for a long time, so I had a lot of fun with these ones. I thought it was a pretty cool additional. Have I made an entire metal deck? I haven't yet. It's actually one of the things that I will be doing in the future. Just we haven't gotten there yet, so it will be. It is definitely on the docket. I think what the idea is, what I want to do is a full metal deck. What I've been having people do is join the Discord to enter their deck. And if I get enough interest, we'll probably do a full metal deck giveaway. That's kind of the idea. So I want to do a full deck giveaway. I mean, and here's the thing, like it's not cheap. I mean, it'll take me about 80 hours to do a full metal deck. So I haven't done it yet. It's a thing I want to do. But I'm only going to do it if it makes sense, you know? Because like anything, if it's not worth it, what's the point, you know? Let me actually adjust this camera a little bit. So the brightness is a little funky on this camera. It is what it is. I have like an overhead light, so we'll just have to bear with it. So we kind of got our border here. Now we're gonna do our lettering. Just kind of like this cream color. Get that in, then we'll kind of do some of this. This is the boring part because I gotta add the initial layers. All right. That, I think I like that. That's pretty good. So now, Let's figure out what we're going to do. Now I kind of want to do like a green for this bar on the side. And we'll do a little bit of red as well. And then we're going to add a little bit of red to these buttons. We'll probably do a little red to here. And let's see what else we're going to add red to. We're going to add red to this poker chip, but we're not going to use this red. We're going to use something a little bit lighter. Maybe a little bit lighter red. Maybe like... might be a little pink, but we'll try it. Let's do this first. We can always change it if we need to. So we want it to kind of have like a rust look. We want everything's really small, so you kind of have to really take your time, get those really dialed in. So now we're gonna do an even lighter green. Let's go with that guy. So we'll do that, and we're gonna do the deck. I'm going to do the dice. We might do another layer of this color too, but cards. Yeah, there we go. I want that green to kind of pop. Alright, we're getting there. So now we want a lightish blue. Probably go with like a grayish blue, like this guy. No, we want a little more green. Let's go for more of like a turquoise. This might be okay. Let's try that. Yeah, so this is what we're going to use for the table. So we'll just kind of go in here. There's no right or wrong way. I mean, it's just coloring. So it's not really anything crazy. You know, you kind of have your own liberties on what you want. So that's really all I'm doing here, is just kind of adding a little depth to this. Todas, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So we'll probably add another layer to this. We got to add a little more into the chips over here. Forgot about these guys. So we got some chips there. Now we're gonna do the screens. So the screens are kind of like a lime green. So we want something a little bit more vibrant. So I kind of want to go with like something like this. We're gonna see how that'll look. T-Drifter, thank you. I appreciate it. This might be too green, but that's okay. So So we're going to do all the screens first. So we can always add a layer of like lighter green inside of it to kind of change up the color a little, to dim it. That's not super hard to do. T-Drifter, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You know, we're just having some fun here. Just coloring these in. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. Bear with me too, as I am coloring, so I gotta look up every once in a while to check the screen. But we're, you know, like I said, we're just doing some coloring. Nothing crazy here. I do like to turn it a lot, so I can get a better line on the corner of this this pen. It just helps a little. I like to drag rather than push. Gives you a little more precision. It's alright if we add a little texture too to this. What are my favorite Magic colors? Well, see, that's a tough one because I've always been... So I've been a green-black player. I usually play green-black type stuff. I used to play a lot of black, mono black, but I do not have any allegiance to any color. If you gave me any deck, I'm going to have fun with it. I very much enjoy just, you know, I enjoy trying new stuff. So it's hard for me to sit here and say, like, oh, I like only one thing, you know? Just doing a little, you know, nice. Because, like, here's the thing, I was playing, like, I have a the Warhammer 40k Necron deck is probably my favorite deck I own. I'm not a great deck builder, so, like, I always have to preface people with that, is, like, a lot of times I'm just trying to modify precons based on shit I see on YouTube, and try to, you know, I guess what I like to say is, like, I'm not really super concerned about winning. I just want to have fun. I want to do cool stuff. Like, my enjoyment in Magic generally is trying to do fun moves, you know, trying to get off a fun combo. And, you know, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. We'll do a little... So one of the other things I do too is I'll take my finger and I'll kind of wipe it a little bit so it gives it a little texture to the coloring, and it also like mutes it down a little to blend it. See, like that, so I can blend it in a little. So we're gonna basically blend that. We're just trying to add a little more texture to this, to the coloring, so it doesn't look like flat, you know, if that makes any sense. Sorry for the glare. I'm not exactly... The setup, it was... I needed an extra light, so I just kind of added in overhead light, and it has a lot of glare. So I do have to figure out how to diffuse it a little bit. So there we go. So far, it's kind of coming together. Now we're gonna do. We're gonna get a different green, and we're gonna use this lighter green on the character, Mr. House himself. And then what we're going to do is kind of wipe it. Alright, we're starting to come together. Captain Rex Nebula. Alright, I'll look into that, man. I'm going to actually write that down right now. Just on the phone. Because I will forget. I have like a whole like notes of commanders to check out. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, I enjoy trying out new stuff. So, all right, so now we're going to take this color, and we're going to kind of come in here and kind of go over this, and then do a little wipe. And it doesn't look like much. Probably because you guys can't really see that. But we're just trying to kind of give his face a little more texture. So it kind of stands out a little. So that's not too bad. Alright, well now what we're going to do, I'm honestly going to add a tiny bit of light brown to this to give it a little texture as well. Kind of on these dark spots. And again, you probably can't tell. But again, we're just trying to add some more complexity to the character. Now, yeah, actually all these are custom. So, you know, I have a few other ones that are custom. This one's a custom one. These are all customs, as well as like I do make a lot of different custom altars. Here's like an example of a finished colored one. I'll put this next to it. So here's one that I did hand color. This one's also made of metal. So this one's hand painted as well. So this one isn't super fancy. It's just not like that type of a card. It's not super like kind of, I guess, colorful. I need like kind of a gray. Thank you. Some are more exciting than others. You know, like, not every card is going to be super exciting. And let's try this. This might be too blue, but it's alright. We want to add some color depth to this. even though this is probably a little more blue than I want color-wise, we can always go over with a gray to kind of mute it down. But I just want to kind of make it stand out, the borders. Yeah, for sure, dude. Let me know. There is I do have a discount if you do order or whatever, and I always tell this for the people that tune into the live, you get a special discount. It is hold on, let me pull that up, make sure that code, let me reactivate the code. I have to do this every time because I have this tendency to I have to like reset the code every time, but let me put that up for you. But I do have a coupon code for anyone that's tuning in with live for 20% off. It's DSD Live 20. So that's DSD Live 20. There's the cool for 20% off on my website. So if you're interested. Light is just not enough light. That's a little better. I don't know if that's better for you guys, but that's a lot better for me. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. It's probably a little too bright, so maybe we'll tone it down a little. Cool. So that's starting to come together. We're gonna add a little brown as well to all the stuff, kind of that rust look, you know. Forgot that screen. Cool. And, thank you for the share. I appreciate that. Hopefully, if we get enough interest, I'm going to be doing a Full Metal Commander deck giveaway. If enough people are interested in such a thing, we're gonna kind of feel it out, because it's a ton of work to do, and unless it feels like it's worth it for me to do, I'm gonna, I have to kind of feel it out. Oh yeah, definitely not tournament legal. 100%. I mean, look, this is for fun. let's be realistic here. You know, Maryland Makers, what's going on? How you doing, man? Welcome to the live. We're just doing some hand painting right now. Nothing super fancy. I think that turned out alright though. Not bad. We just got one more screen to do. Here. We got a few things. We'll do that other one in yellow. Plains yellow, that makes sense, right? Dude, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. We got our dude, don't even worry about it. I don't need anything. Just, you know, it's honestly fun that I have some people coming and hanging out on the stream. I honestly appreciate that more than anything. You know, as it does get a little, you know, when you're sitting here alone working, it's always nice to have a little company. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a tiny bit. We're gonna add a little rust. Kind of in these little rust areas. I just think it'll add a lot more depth. And I don't feel like I like the finished product yet. Especially because I made it kind of a little more blue. We gotta add some texture. Let's see. Alright. I think we're about done with this one. Just got a few touch-ups. Gotta get these chords. I don't know. What do you guys think? Not bad. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm actually pretty happy. Thank you. This was a pretty easy one. So let's see. What's the hard one that we have to do? Okay, so that's done. We're going to let that dry for a little bit. Should we do the hard one? This one's going to be a little different. Alright, so one thing I always do too is I put all my markers back that I use. So I always take them out, then I put them back, and then reset every time. And the reason is because when I need one, I don't want to mix up my colors and stuff. So we need to start with kind of a, I want to say it's like kind of like an orange pink, right? So maybe this. So I wonder if I can show this picture onto here. Let's see. So here's what we're making. I think that actually works, right, guys? Like, that kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to be coloring. All right, for sure. So I think we're going to try this. This is going to be a hard one because this coloring is a little... I think it'll be all right. So we're going to start by just doing his like arms first, and then we'll get into his like green-brown body. And then what we'll do is we'll add the shading in later. Oh, dude, for sure, TJ. Don't even worry about it. Like I said, I honestly appreciate you coming by and hanging out. It makes things a lot more fun for me to have someone to talk to while I'm working. You know, I'm not very exciting, so there's plenty of other good crafts people on here that are probably more fun to watch. So I appreciate the company. Call it there, and then we're gonna fill these in. Get some of all the pink stuff first, and then we'll do some of the green. So up to the eyes. Again, this is like my, I guess my interpretation of it. So, you know. So we'll add more color into that later. We're just kind of getting a nice base layer of color. So that when we come in with some other layers, it'll start to pop. So we want that. We'll kind of wait on adding some there. Add a little to this. Then do. And what we're gonna do is do a little white. Then we'll do, all right, I think we're gonna go to our next color. We'll add in some more of this later. Thank you, I appreciate it. Nice. What deck are you building? So let's look at, what do we want next? We want another light green, almost like a lime green. I think this might be good to start with. We'll start with this, and then we'll add in a little brown to mute it down. Just go really light. Kind of blend it into that too, so purposely like mixing it. Kind of go in here. I'm just going to fill it with this, and then we're going to come back with some other layers after. It's a little greener than I want, but that's all right for now. We'll kind of go here. We're going to do all of this green. Myra deck. Nice. Am I able to do double-sided cards? Absolutely, yes. Do I have any right here? I don't, but this is the backing that I offer for free. But if you go onto my website, you can see there is an option to do double-sided cards as well. Relax there, buddy. My microphone stand is being weird. Add a little in there. We'll add a little kind of there. Okay, so we kind of have some green in there. I'm gonna kind of come back with this guy and start kind of blending some. It's kind of hard to see with this lighting. Now we need a little bit, like, kind of like a, yeah, I think like kind of like a eggshell. Yeah, there we go. Now we're starting to kind of make it look a little more like skin, a little more like textured. Excited for Aether Drift? Absolutely. Actually, I'm a huge Rat Fink guy, so I had to make one of these guys. Maybe we'll color that. That's going to be a fun one to color. But yeah, I am extremely excited for Aether Drift. See, I wonder if I do that. So there we go. There's where we are now. So hold on. Let me fix this. It's hard to like tell. I'm trying to like get it to focus. There we go. Not bad. Yeah, it kind of is in a sense. I mean, I love, like, to me, I love, like, the Rat Fink style. So, like, that's why I'm really excited for it. Alright, so, we now have, I mean, we're pretty much done. There's really not much we can do to this. We can add a little bit of, first we're going to definitely do our symbol. There's really not much we can do to it. You know, I can kind of color in that. Guess we can maybe kind of do like the hollow-ish stuff, right? So we'll try to add a little bit of that because I want to add a little bit to the border. I think this is too light. Yeah, we need a little more like that. Yeah, we can kind of do this. I think this might look cool. darker bluish purple. Maybe this. So this guy actually pulled this card. This is actually for someone. He pulled this serialized card. But he is selling it. So he wanted me to make a, you know, a one out of metal for him. So he could display on his desk as commemoration of pulling a serialized card. I do custom cards as well. Yeah, I've made a few. Here's like an example. Here's a few examples. So like here's one, a Berserk one, and then here's a Wolverine one. I just do kind of whatever. I mean, I've made a lot of different ones. You know, here's. You know. Pink over there. A little bit. Boom. I think we'll call that. So let's turn on the autofocus. Thank you. So we'll let that guy dry. Now to the Omnath. This one's going to be interesting because I don't love this. So let's Thank you. It's kind of difficult to like show, so that's why I'm doing my best. So next we're gonna do an Omnath. Oh yeah, but I think this one's not super hard, so I think it'll be all right. So we're gonna do a base green. It's a pretty dark green. We'll kind of go with something, maybe like this guy. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm super happy he liked it. Sorry about like all the shipping shenanigans and stuff. I appreciate your patience with that. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this. Okay. I think we're gonna start with this green. And we're gonna just color it green, and then we're gonna basically add the other colors in after. Dude, I'm super happy that he likes it. You know, I was a little worried. That was a tough one to make. Do I do these lives every day, or I try to do it as often as I can. It really just depends, honestly, on how busy I am. You know what I mean? Like right now, like, you know, like I am, you know, like if I have a lot of work to do on stream, or that's like doable on stream, I will. So I try to go live as often as possible. I wish I could do it every day. Maybe someday, if I can get enough business doing this kind of stuff, I will absolutely go live every day. So see how I'm kind of like spreading it? Dude, for sure, Bacon Nation. I am totally down to make you whatever you want, whenever you're ready. But I also extremely appreciate, you know, your support and everything. You know, it was definitely always super nice of you guys to, you know, buy cards and support, you know, my whatever you call this. It's nice to have some support. It's nice that people like what I'm doing, because I love doing this. This is the most fun I've had in years doing work or doing anything, has been this. Kind of eyeball where this is going, because this card is a little abstract. It doesn't have, it's a little more you got to do a little bit more by hand to kind of give it, again, to try to give it some texture, so it's not just a blob of green. Timmy Love, I'm not gonna leave until you get 10K likes, dude. Honestly, I really appreciate that, man. You know, you don't have to, but I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It really does. All right, we got our basic green shape. I think that looks pretty good. I think we're kind of in the right spot. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little bit lighter green and blend that. So we'll set this one. We'll set this guy aside. And get our lighter green. And we're gonna blend it in. And then we're gonna take a little bit of basically like a yellow, which actually I need to grab one thing. Hold on. So when I do some of this blending, I like to get a paper towel as well, so that I can wipe off my marker. So it doesn't get too mixed, you know? Okay, so now we need a bright green. We'll do that first. Alright, for sure, no problem, thank you. Alright, so we'll do the bright green first. Needs to be a little more green. Maybe go with like that. Needs to be more contrast. Yeah, that works. we need our yellow. Need something more yellow. Let's go with like. Alright, so now gotta choose our blue. Maybe this. That might be too blue. Let's try. No, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So we're not going to go all the way down. So we want to kind of, we're going to take a lighter blue and kind of fill that in. Let's get the fringes. Red. It's a little more pink red. Maybe like this. This might be red. Yeah. So. Sweet. Thank you. Dude, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Spiteful Strix, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I mean, it's really hard for me to do this live because I have a lot of anxiety. Obviously, like coloring and stuff when people are watching, you know, if that makes any sense, because in a sense, I'm doing it and you guys are watching, but I'm afraid, like, you know, it's like kind of that fear to make a mistake, you know, that kind of stuff always gets a little scary. But you kind of come up in this. So I don't know, like, again, it's kind of hard for you guys to see what I'm doing too. Oh, I never really worried too much about that, like haters. I think it's more of just myself, you know? Like, I worry more of my own critical, you know, thought of my own work, you know? So I think that gets me a little more. I know. I think, again, it's just more of for myself, you know? Whenever you're, you know, like you said, making art, you know, I'm not an artist, you know? Like, that's the thing is, like, I know you say that, but, like, I am not an artist by trade. You know, I'm a blue-collar guy. So, like, this is, like, a little, you know, a little new for me. So now we want to do this kind of background. So we kind of want to add this. This background is kind of difficult. So it's kind of like trees in a silhouette. You know what I mean? Like this is... Yeah, let me know if the music's okay and everything too. I'm just kind of playing what I just kind of let the music kind of go. Some lo-fi, trance music, like this is just what I vibe to when I'm, working. I kind of want to just do all of this color, and then come back and just add more color on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of just do like one of these. Oh, that's awesome. That makes me feel a little better. Alright, so now we gotta fill this in with something. And I want to fill it in kind of with like a dark color, but I don't want to fill it in with black. So maybe we'll do this dark brown. This is actually going to be my first time attempting this. So what I'm doing is I didn't engrave the lettering yet. I just put a background behind it and I'm coloring, and then I'm going to go back with the laser and basically try to engrave the area that I did not engrave yet and see how it kind of turns out. So a little experimentation. 7K. Dude, holding down the fort. Dude, I mean, hey, a musician is an artist. Don't sell yourself short on that. I wish I could play music, man. I have not. It's not my talent. I literally had a guitar teacher when I was a kid. He literally tried to teach me for over a year, and finally told me after like a year of like trying to teach me, he's like, kid, you know, like maybe you should focus on other stuff. This ain't your thing. And like, he was like the nicest guy ever. And honestly, I really appreciate him being honest with me. Because, you know, obviously as a kid, you know, like you get frustrated because you're not getting better. And like, I just I didn't have the brain for it. My hands to music note ratio would just never worked well. Alright, not bad. So now we're going to do what I call a little bit of ad-lib. A little bit of adding my own touches to this to kind of make it a little more special. We got to add this water. Because this is a little river, right? Behind us is a little bit of a forest, right? Yeah, see, that's the thing is like, I think in my head, I think I understood how to play, but I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't get the notes. Like, my hands just would not, I couldn't play. And I tried really hard for a long time. So we'll do this as our trees. It's a little bit different green. We'll add a little brown to it too, to kind of separate it from the character. Dude, that's tough, man. I mean, I'm sure though, like anything, if you really wanted to, you could always probably get some of it back, man. It just takes a little bit of time. You know what I mean? Alright, now the sky. This is my favorite part. Yo, Psycho, what's going on? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Alright, now we're going to do the sky, which is probably my favorite part. So first we're going to do our base layer. I think we're going to go, we want to go with like a good gray blue. So first we start with our base layer. Base layer. Now we'll add a little bit more blues. We'll go with this guy. Sweet. Good to hear. All right, now we're just gonna go back to our light. We're gonna actually go in here. Kind of make it look a little more dull. Add a little texture to the clouds. 10K! Dude, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, man. Like, really. You didn't have to do that. So we're going to make our borders. I think this is the right yellow for it. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, so now we're going to do... Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, T Drifter. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate the company. And thank you for getting me to 10,000. I really appreciate that. Alright. Take care, man. I again appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Alright. Now we're going to just color in our mana symbols. I think we're about done with this one then. What do you guys think of the Omnath? I still gotta do the text. I gotta engrave it, but I kind of did my own thing with the sky, but not bad. Dude, oh, the Spider-Man, thank you. Yeah, I do those, make those metal wallet things, make a bunch of those, so if you're ever interested in that, let me know. Okay, let me just check one thing before we start the next one. I think we're doing this next. Alright, give me a second. I'm just looking at which one is which. Which one is which? So cool. Alright, so now we're going to do the Ashling. We're going to get that done next. Let me delete that. And let's look up this. Okay. So Ashling's next. Dude, sweet, man. Okay, so I feel like I'm missing something. Where is that card? Maybe not. We're alright. Okay, so let's do the Ashling next. Alright, a full art jeweled lotus, of course, right? Actually, I'm gonna go and grab some water right now. So let's just let these kind of chill here for a second. Well, I grab some water, you know, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom as well. Why not? Might as well get that done. Alright, I'll be right back. We back. You know what, to be fair though, you probably could still play Lotus and Commander if depending if you're with your friends. You know? Because I know my friends don't even care about any of that, personally. Alright. So where do we start with this one? So we gotta start on the light colors first, then the dark colors. So I say we start on the skin first, that's like the light blue, then we work our way through it. Then we'll do the background after. Okay. Alright. That is the plan. That's too blue. It does not fit that at all. That could work. We're gonna get that done first. Get this. Let the color kind of soak in to the metal a little bit. And kind of go from there. Then we're gonna do her clothes next. So the cloak is kind of like a goldish color. So let's see, this might be right. It might be too dark. No, that could work. We'll go with this. That sash is also red. Ball. Make that red too. A little piece of cape under here. And we have this piece. All right. Now we got this. Okay. So we need some bread. Do that. It's pretty easy so far. The fire is going to be the hardest part. So we need a red. I think we'll go with this. This is where like some of these are like so small that it's extremely difficult to get detail. So we'll do our best here. We're at it, we can actually do this border. Use the same red. Alright, so we're just working on this. Get that. Get this borders done. Might as well, since we already have this red out. Do this. And then we'll do this part. Welcome back. How are you? This one's going to be probably the most difficult one of the day. Just because it has a lot of really tiny detail. And my hands are starting to feel it. gotta do the fire. Alright, no worries. Gotta do fire. This is the hard part. Fire is not easy. Probably need to go. Sorry, I'm like knuckling down on this fire. Fire's some of the hardest to color because it's just so, especially like with these tipped of markers, the detail is really like small. So we need like basically like a yellow. And we're gonna try to blend it in. I think that's all right. I don't want to go. You got to be careful because you can't keep going, or else it'll really like start to kind of ruin it. So I think we're gonna call it at that for the fire. What formats do I play? I pretty much only play Commander now. I used to play Standard a lot, but I just. Unfortunately, I wish I had more time. I probably would try some more formats and stuff, but I haven't really found any formats that I'm like, oh wow, I really want to play that. Commander is just nice because you can play with like all your friends and stuff. So I think that's why I've gravitated to it. Alright, so we're gonna do these rock formations in this walnut color. And then we'll probably go over it with a little extra. Okay, so those two rocks are there. Now we'll do the green. We're just gonna do all these rocks the same. Popper, you know, everyone's told me to try Popper out. Standard is just if you're starting, you're dead. See, that's the thing is, so like I started playing in like basically 1997. So like standard was really the only thing, and then they started releasing some other formats. So like that's kind of where I got my start, and then now it's impossible to play. But I would love to try Popper. I think it would be really fun. Especially because I have like a ton of old cards that like people probably haven't seen the old arts in years, and I think it would be really fun to like play those. Okay. Get the green. We'll do all the green next. Let's do a little bit of this, actually. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to add a little more color to her. But I think we're getting there. Should I make a deck or beat attempt 20k? What a 20k. I do not know. Speak to me as if I am dumb. Because I'm not sure what you mean. So we'll kind of come in here. just to contrast over the fire. Then I'm going to go in, and then these fern looking trees I'm going to do with a, you know, kind of a like darker green. Yo, what's going on? How's it going, Zombie? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the hand coloring, man. The grind. Let's see. A little darker than that. Let's go with that, like an army green. Trying to add more depth into the color. Okay, so I gotta do that rock still too. Forgot about that little rock. Kind of coloring right there. These ferns are gonna all be like kind of this darker green. Okay. We'll do those two. Why not? Add a little more like depth of color to these tiny little trees. We'll give them all like little Bob Ross treatment. Now we just got the sky to do, which I think that'll be pretty easy. We're just gonna kind of, I think we're gonna take maybe a little bit more of a lighter color. Dude, thank you, Zombie. I really appreciate it. I have a lot of fun doing it. I'm no expert. I'm not an artist, but I enjoy what I do. And I think that's what matters, you know? When you enjoy making stuff and doing things, I think people, you know, think it makes a huge difference. Think in the craft itself. Think in the, you know, just in the grand scheme of things. Trying to find something you enjoy. And, you know, do it. And, you know, try to have fun with it. Boom. Dude, for sure, man. What do you guys think? Should I add a little more blue to the sky? Kind of feel like I should. I think I might. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta... Give me 1 second. Let me go wash my hands, because I gotta do a little smearing. I mean, Aether Drift is mine, personally. I think it's really fun. It looks really cool. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see how this looks. Okay. Alright, so we need to add... This. All right, take it easy, man. Thanks for coming by again. I appreciate you. Trying to just add a little bit of like clouds. I think that's a little, kind of adds a little more depth. Not too bad. I think we'll call that good. Don't mess with it anymore. Not too bad. So we got 4 cards colored today. Not a bad stream. So not too bad. Let's recap. So there's our recap. We'll zoom out a little. So not too bad. This guy turned out better than I thought. Hard to see in this light. But I definitely think she turned out really cool. Thank you, Psycho. All right, I think we're gonna call it there though. I'm pretty burnt out. I appreciate you guys all coming to the stream today. Definitely, if you're interested in a card or any of that, just hit me up, and we'll go from there. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your night.